Hey you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mink and of course this is Mink's Kinks. Hey y'all. I am so excited because we're here talking about books. And listen y'all, today we're actually talking about the top 10 books that I'm planning to read for summer. As of right now, I've already read 10 books, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'm able to knock out 10 books during this summer. So I have a lot of books, a lot of recommendations, so I'm not going to talk too much. We're just going to go ahead and get into it. But first things first, hey, my name is Mink. I do natural hair, lifestyle, book, and beauty content. So if you're interested, of course, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you, and leave me a comment down below with what book you're most excited to read this summer. Let's get into it. So y'all, we're actually going to go ahead and start out with my Kindle. Y'all know I am a Kindle girly. I got my Kindle last summer and I have loved it. I have loved it. And I have so many books on here from like Stuff Your Kindle Day and that type of stuff. So I really need to start getting through my Kindle books, but also at the same time, y'all know I have a whole bookstore. So I did choose 3 books off my Kindle and we're going to go ahead and start with those first. So the first book we're going to go ahead and talk about is called The Single Dads Club, and I am so beyond excited to read this book because I mean, look at the cover art. It is so freaking cute and it just seems like a summertime romance to me. So of course it's about this single father, and he ends up somehow running into, I think she's an ex-heiress or something, and somehow they're from 2 completely different worlds and they eventually fall in love. I mean, come on, get into it. Y'all know I am a romance girl, specifically a black romance girl, so I'm never gonna say no. Okay, y'all, so the next one is called Love Handles, and this one is written by Gretchen Galloway. And y'all, this book spoke to me so much. I either got this one from Amazon First Read, which if you have an Amazon account and a Kindle, you get 1 book a month. They have like, I think maybe 5 books that you're able to pick from, and every month you're able to get like early access to one and you're able to keep the book forever. So I don't know if I got it from that or if it was a part of like a Stuff Your Kindle Day, but Love Handles is actually about I think she's a kindergarten teacher or something who inherits like a distant family member's fitness clothing line business, and she's a thicker girl and she's not the face that they typically would go for, and she inherits the company. So now she's, you know, trying to figure out her path and losing weight and figuring out how to run a business and coming to terms with all of the things that are coming to her very quickly. And there's a guy there who's basically, I think, trying to help her run the business and everything. And so it just sounds really cute. She just sounds like an everyday normal girl. They say in the description that she shops at Ross, so my type of girl. So I'm really excited to read this book. It seems like a cute little summertime read, and of course it's another romance. Who's surprised? Okay, y'all, and then the last book that I'm keeping my fingers crossed to read on my Kindle, and it's called The Settle Down Summer, and it's written by Natalie Keller Reinhardt is how I think you would say her last name. So this of course is a romance. Yeah. And this one actually takes place in New York City, and it is a group of friends, and they're like, girl, we got to start dating intentionally because they're just not having too much luck in the dating scene, and they're actually making plans to move out of New York in order to, I don't know, boost their potential to meet their partner that they're dreaming of. So she eventually gets engaged to this guy. It doesn't work out. She keeps running into this guy, this police officer, who never sees her at her best and all of these things, and they end up falling for each other somehow. And I think that's the point of the book, but there's got to be more to it than that. There's got to be. I know for a fact I picked this one up during Stuff Your Kindle Day, and since I purchased it, I just want to go ahead and read it because obviously since I put it on my Kindle, I got to be interested in it, and I need to get through these books even if I'm not, they don't call to me exactly. So now that we went ahead and got through the Kindle books, we're going to go ahead into the remaining 7 physical books, because as you guys can see, I have a lot of books and I don't keep all of my books. I will get rid of them, whether I give them away to family and friends or if I take them to like half price books. So the one that I am most excited about, this is Perfect Peace by Daniel Black. And if you guys know, you know, I read Don't Cry For Me by Daniel Black. It actually went viral on TikTok. There's like 60,000 views on it, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. Like, I absolutely love that book, and I picked this one up. Actually, my mom got me this for Christmas, but Mind your business. My mom, I remember her reading this when I was a child, and the story really stuck with her, and the story always sounded good to me, but I just didn't necessarily feel like I was old enough to read it. So basically what this book is about is there is a family, and the family is all boys until the mom gets pregnant and it's another boy, but the mom wants her daughter, so she raises this last child that she was pregnant with as a daughter, and they eventually move and they want to transition the child back to a boy, but the child has been raised as a little girl, so it doesn't understand why now they want him to be a boy. And that's just a lot. This seems like a very messy book, and I'm here for it. Y'all know I love a good messy read. So if you are definitely looking to expand your palette a bit like I am, highly recommend getting into some Daniel Black, because I will buy everything he's ever written. I absolutely love Don't Cry for Me. My mom loved Perfect Peace, and I'm excited to read everything else he's written, but especially Perfect Peace this summer. The next book that I have here is called His Only Wife by Peace Medi, and I gotta give y'all a close-up on this cover because it's stunning. I mean, get into the cover. So this is another book that honestly just screams summertime to me. If you know, you know, I'm a huge mood reader. So if the sun's out, if we're on the beach, I want to read books that reflect that type of mood. So this book takes place in Ghana, and it's actually about a couple in this like arranged marriage, I guess is what we'll call it. The guy has this woman on the side who he's been with and interacting with, but his family does not like this woman and they don't want him to marry her. And the main female character in this book, it just wants to take care of her family. So I think it's just a transition of how their marriage plays out. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'll circle back when I finish the book, but I'm really excited to read this one. This is highly acclaimed, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to read this book. It's only like 290 pages, so I know I'll fly through this one. I'm really excited to read because this was recommended by one of my friends from college. This is called Homegoing by Yagasi, and I'm really excited because I've heard about this author so often, and I've never read anything by her. So I'm super excited. So let me show you the cover real quick. So this book takes place in Ghana, but it takes place during the 18th century, I believe. So the book follows two sisters who live two completely different lives. So one ends up being sold into slavery. Essentially, people come into her village and basically kidnap her, and she's sold into slavery. And then the other sister actually marries a Englishman and sort of lives the life. And it's very interesting to compare those two. Like, I would have never thought to compare that, but especially being that they're sisters, like, I'm really excited to read this book. They say that this is a really good read, and I'm so excited to read it. It seems like an awesome book, and especially knowing that my friend really enjoyed this book too, I'm really excited. So being that this book does follow the descendants of both of the women, it'll be really interesting to see where the descendants end up. Like, did it change anything? Like, I don't know. I'm really excited to read this one. The next book that I have here is actually called Delila Green Doesn't Care, and it's by Ashley Blake. And I'm excited about this one. This is a queer romance. It's about two women who eventually fall in love. Y'all know I'm a romance girl. So one is about this one here. She is a photographer. She doesn't have the best relationship with her family, but I think it's her stepsister is getting married and asked to take the pictures, of course. And the other woman here, she has a child, maybe like 10 years old or so, but she's really good friends with the stepsister, and somehow with all of the wedding hoopla and all of the things going on, they end up connecting, and the book follows their connection and their love story. So I'm excited to see how this book is going to go. I've heard really good things about this as well. I picked this one up from Half Price Books. It was only $7.99. Like I said, I take my books and sell them to Half Price Books. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to buy some other books. So this was one of those. And again, I'm excited to read them. I need to stop saying it because I'm excited to read all of them. Okay, y'all, so I'm really pressed about this one. This is called One Summer in Savannah by Tara Shelton Harris. And y'all, this book sounds phenomenal. I actually picked this one up last summer and wasn't able to get to it before. So I know for a fact this summer I will knock this book out. So it follows a woman who was assaulted and a child was produced from that assault. She ended up leaving her hometown because she didn't want to deal with the scars of that, and she ends up returning to the hometown 8 years later. Her daughter's 8 years old, returns to the town because her father is sick and she needs to care for the business that he has in his absence. So there is a reconnection between the main female character and the brother of the man who did the assault, and I think that this book is going to follow the healing journey between them two, trying to sort of merge the families, I guess, is what is happening, and just sort of like apologizing for the sins of his brother. I'm really excited to read this one. I do think that it's going to be a heavier read, being that the assault is a primary part of this book, and especially being that there is now a child from that assault. I think this is going to be a hard one to read. I do think there's a romantic element somehow in there. I'm not 100%, but again, this sounds spectacular, and I'm really excited because this is a very, very thick book, and y'all know I love a good old thick book as long as it's interesting. Next is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. And again, I wanted to pick this one up because, of course, if you don't know, Hulu did come out with I think it's a short series. I think it's a series based off of this book, and I've heard a lot of people say that the series is really, really good, but I'm one of those people who has to read the book first before I get into the series. So let me know if you've read the book and watched the series, and let me know what your thoughts are. I am so excited to read this because I love to know that there's a show that I'll be able to watch once I finish the book. So this book follows two siblings. Their mother passed away, and she left a recipe and she left a voice recording. And the voice recording is a long story about a woman, and it's basically her life story where she had to escape the Caribbean. I want to say is where she was from. She had to escape because of suspicions of murder. Y'all know we can't say everything over here on YouTube, but of, taking somebody out. And I think there might be a child somewhere out there, and just sort of revealing who she truly was before she passed away, in hopes to rekindle the relationship between the two siblings, as well as to share the story, and I think potentially find that third sibling. I'm almost positive that was a part of the story. So yeah, this is a very, very interesting book, and again, highly acclaimed, and I can't wait to watch the series. So I have to finish this summer so that I can get into it. Alright, y'all, next, this is called The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kahn, and I'm really pressed about this one because one of my friends sent me this. One of my TikTok book friends, she sent this to me, and I'm really pressed to read it because what's tea? So this book follows a woman who is in love with her best friend. Basically, he's in love with somebody else, and they're all somehow going on this vacation. So it is her best friend, the best friend is in love with somebody else. She goes on vacation and somebody else ends up going. So it's kind of a love triangle, well, a love square, because there's 4 people there. So and they try to set each other up somehow. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to work, and see. I remember seeing this in Barnes and Noble, and I couldn't get over the cover because it's just so freaking cute. So again, this one just gives me summertime romance. I'm not sure. Oh child, right here on the cover it says there's a note from Delila Green Doesn't Care, the author who wrote that. It's full circle. What can I say? Okay, y'all, and last but not least, I actually have this book called The Expectant Detectives by Kat Iles, maybe. So, y'all, I actually won this in a Goodreads giveaway, which is literally like impossible. So I won this book, and the book is about this couple who moves to like this quiet little quaint town, and when they first move there, one of the moms ends up there's like a body found outside of a prenatal class, and they suspect, because these are the new people in the community, that they just had to do it. So they basically, this lady and her friends end up going on a mission to sort of figure out who did what and how this body ends up here, and basically a whodunit. So since she is pregnant, there is they talk about mom brain in the back, because she's very, very pregnant and just trying to balance the two, but she's so invested she can't leave it alone. This one is like a mystery type of situation, and I'm excited. I've been dipping my toe in like some psychological thrillers and mystery type of stuff, so I'm excited to read this one, and it helps that I didn't buy it. So yeah, you guys, that is all of the books that I have and plan to read this summer. So again, it is 10 books. Am I going to read all of these books? Maybe. Am I going to pick up some other stuff? Probably. So definitely let me know if you have read any of these, as well as, like I said, leave me a book that you're excited to read this summer. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, join our Kinks fam. We would absolutely love to have you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.